This is Global Public News. I'm Nora Hayden. In Bristol, England, the fight against the giant rats continues. But two leading biologists claim the rats show signs of swarm intelligence. They point out sophisticated tactics the rats use to defeat military patrols as evidence. City and military officials had no comment on the biologists' claim, but say that the campaign will go on. Homeless people in Paris are claiming that many of their number have disappeared in recent months. Investigative journalists with Le Parisien published a 3-part story claiming that the number of missing homeless may be in the hundreds. Many in the homeless community express fear that they will be abducted. City police are launching an investigation, which homeless people are saying is well overdue. Brannis, a young copper dragon from the United Flights, has purchased the collection of retired New York Sanitation Department employee Hector Zouza. Zouza worked for the Sanitation Department for 30 years and developed a keen eye for spotting interesting and valuable items in the trash he collected. He saved anything that caught his fancy without any goal in mind. He collected over 50,000 household items, including toys, small appliances, and even pieces of art. Brannis stated he purchased the collection to be part of his treasure because he likes American pop culture artifacts. The collection was independently appraised at 1.5 million gold pieces. The sale price was not disclosed. Kobolds have long been used by EU cities as underground sanitation and public works laborers. They are now considering unionizing in order to give them more leverage when negotiating contracts. Speaking for the group, Gar of the Dresden tribe stated that the tribes across the EU were preparing for a general strike by setting traps in the sewers and storm drains. This is Global Public News.
All right, everyone. How are you guys doing today?
No.
Hello.
Surprise live.
Hi. Welcome to Code 2050, the prequel of Virgil and Oxford. And I hope, did I say Virgil right this time? See, I always say it wrong, so. I kept wanting to call you Vigil. I don't know why. Also, wearing a beard is weird, just so you guys know. But, yeah, so first of all, thank you guys for joining us. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, morning, night, whatever it may be for you. We are definitely prepared to play some Cyberpunk DnD action with Code 2050. But to start things off, I do want to introduce my talent that we got here, and then a little bit about Roll4It, and then we'll get right into the action. I'll try to keep it short and sweet. So first of all, I'm Margaret. I'll be playing Hilda today, and you guys will learn about her as we go. And down below me is Bentham, who plays Virgil. And over there is our lovely Enter Elysium, playing Oxford. And then below him is it Treacle?
Treacle.
Treacle.
Like
okay.
the food.
Treacle. I don't think I've ever eaten treacle before.
It's basically molasses.
Okay, that sounds
good.
But
I figured treacle was a better name than molasses.
I don't eat molasses either, so that's Random Tuesday. You'll learn about her character here as well soon, and below her is our one, our only, our DM, the lovely Yokri.
Hey guys.
Hey. And you guys, if you haven't checked out Roll4It before, we are fully supported by the amazing Patreons that we have, so thank you guys so much. We're able to pay all of our lovely cast, and many, many other people who help us on all fronts, whether that's art, etc. So thank you guys so much for all of your support. It means a ton to us. And if you guys want stuff that you want ways to get rewards as well, our Patreon is a perfect way to do that. We have all kinds of tiers of rewards where you can get all kinds of GM goodies if you're the GM tier. Player tier stuff gets all kinds of player character stuff and whatnot, background stories, all of that jazz. And then beyond that, we also have the Observer tier where we do after shows, and basically after every show we go and we chat about things. Sometimes it actually is relevant to the story, sometimes it's how to deal with head trauma, all the important things in life, and other times it's how Bentham makes weird things with his hands. I don't know, you have to show us again, Bentham.
All right, I
No, save
hold
the
on.
after show. Don't.
Well, no. The after show is the instructions on how to do this. To
Oh,
tie
did
a
you-
Celtic knot with your hand, because I could do that, and I don't know why.
And beyond that, you guys can support us at other means. Oh, and this month that's coming up, our GM or our legendary tier are going to be able to get GM'd by the Silent Osiris, which will be exciting for them. He's going to be doing a Pirates of the Broken Skies themed show for people, so that's going to be, or not show, but private GM'd campaign, which will be really, really cool. And then beyond Patreon, you can also support us here on Twitch. You get all kinds of cute emotes, and we have some more coming along the way because you guys are insane and crazy and helpful and lovely and supportive, and that means we can make more emotes, so thank you guys so much for that. And then you can also subscribe to us on YouTube to make sure that you don't miss out on any of our future videos and whatnots. Beyond that, social media is a great way. Help us out, follow us over there so you don't miss anything, because sometimes Twitch doesn't notify you, and that's really annoying. YouTube also sometimes breaks, and then you can only access the video by clicking the link from social. That totally just didn't happen recently.
Yeah, being a YouTuber is such a reliable thing.
But beyond that, we just love that you guys are here. The best way to support us is always just watching the stream. So if you don't have a way to support us monetarily or in the other means, that is the best way. And of course, sharing the love and telling other people about how amazing Roll4It is. I think that's all we got. I think I did everything. So,
There's an announcement.
okay. Would you like to take the announcements, EE?
Saturday, we are starting a new show, taking over from the Pirates of the Broken Skies D&D. We're starting a new show called Cheese Quest, which will be a Dungeon World Apocalypse World hack, which I made solely for the purpose of I want to GM a party of people being mice running around looking for cheese and food and trying not to get eaten by cats. That's going to be a lot of fun. Maggie is playing a giant water vole called Bubba.
I couldn't find a stupid can either. I tried to find a tomato suit can outfit. They're all sold out, other than ones that are sold on eBay. I'm not buying anything from eBay. I'm on like an eBay boycott.
So yeah, there's no
like
tomato
the
soup can.
problem. I like that the problem isn't that no one sells tomato soup can outfits, but the fact that they do, but everyone's bought all of them.
They're
SoupCon.
all gone. Like
Everyone's
all
going
of
to
them are
SoupCon, it's a thing.
sold. Who is buying tomato soup can costumes? Like who? Is there a soup con? There has to be a soup con. If there isn't, I'm gonna make one.
Or is
I
it
would-
Soup Can
Okay.
Con?
I would go to a soup con. I mean, I like soup. They could have cheeses and breads and croutons as well. Or
Could
like
we just go
whatever's-
to the cheese con then? Because that sounds like what we want, really.
Yeah, there are
Fondue
probably
con?
cheese cons, and I would definitely go to them.
Excellent. There we go. Cheese con at my house. Right. Yeah. That's it. That's
All you
cheese.
got.
It's gonna
Also,
be great.
Layla
It's gonna-
season 1 already, or season 2, episode 1 went out, so that's pretty exciting if you guys haven't caught up. It was not an April
that's
Fool's
Sunday.
joke. It was for real. I saw a lot of people go, "Oh, I thought this was an April Fool's joke," and I was like,
We
"No."
announced it 2 weeks before. That's not how April Fool's jokes work.
I'm gonna blame Interlysium for this because he's so roll evil that everyone just assumes we're trolling them.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. That second episode will be live streaming that on Sunday. So that's Sundays. So
The
come check
Legendary
it
Pants
out.
says that they would go to SoupCon too, so
There we go.
SoupConning it up. I'm in. All right, I'm gonna throw it your way, Keo. Before we just keep talking about soup and cheese, I could talk about food forever. So, also this will give me a chance to eat with this weird beard. So,
Good luck.
I want to see this.
Yeah.
I hope there's a lot of beard emotes in chat because that's what we need right now.
I like that the beard moves when you talk. That's
Yeah.
Well, it's like got a hole for my mouth, but I'm like, I don't know how you would ever use that for something.
You probably have to like tape the mustache on.
Yeah, here, I'll try to put my straw on there.
Nice.
But then I think I would get hair in there. It's not a good experience.
Welcome to having a beard.
All right. So, as those of you who were here for the end of last week's episode are aware, this is occurring just before the events of basically what led up to last week's episode. We're going to be following Virgil and Oxford as they basically, drum up interest in the current campaign, as well as meet a couple of the primary characters from the campaign, and eventually we'll wind up united with the party as we know it. So all of you guys actually picked up a contract with Mr. Gaumont, who our regulars will recognize as the politician behind the Unity rally and the Unity movement in the EU. He has hired you guys to basically do some PI work for him. He has suspicions that he is the target of an assassination attempt, and he would like your assistance in it. So he has kindly invited all of you over to his office, makeshift office in his hotel in Paris, and he is eagerly awaiting your arrival. So with that, why don't we introduce the new characters, and Oxford and Virgil, I don't know if you guys want to reintroduce your characters as well. But EE, you want to kick it off?
So I'm Oxford, wearing a slightly deep blue suit, white pristine shirt, white pocket square in presidential fold, with a nice blue, red, and white striped tie, thick rimmed glasses, which you can occasionally see like AR displays pop up on, carrying an umbrella. I am a gun fu monk, basically Kingsman / Equilibrium / transporter. I also drive the car.
All right. And Virgil.
So I am Virgil, and I am a half-orc with grey skin and white hair and a weird-looking tattoo on his face that looks like lots of straight blue lines and corners and things around his similarly blue eyes. He is not as well dressed as his co-worker, companion, whatever. The suit was made by Oxford, but Virgil didn't wear all the fancy bits. He doesn't care about ties and pocket squares and stuff, so he just...
At least the cut helps to disguise your body armor.
And yes, the suit does disguise some body armor he wears because he's very slow and needs that, otherwise he gets shot a lot. Though he still usually gets shot a lot. He is the hacker of the team. He's a warlock, but he has interesting things that he can do with that, for that purpose.
And our ooze druid, Treacle.
So by comparison, Treacle is not tidy at all. She is very messy. She's got what might be ooze in her hair. Could be sewage, hard to say. Definitely wears all black clothes. Also hard to say if they started out black or they're just black because they're dirty. And she doesn't really care much what she looks like, but she's got a very large quarterstaff and a mace and a shield just all strapped to her back, and she sort of stands there looking a bit grumpy all the time.
Virgil, I don't suppose you can prestidigitation her? When she's not looking.
Think she likes it that way, best not.
It's like Pigpen.
Oh my god. That's great.
And Hilda.
I am Hilda Silverhorn, and I am quite an old hill dwarf. I'm about 300 years old. I have tan skin and really white hair, as the Silverhorns do. It's very well groomed and very curly. It's quite beautiful, actually, don't you think? I think so, too. She has some nice nifty glasses, a nice suit on, and a tie, and a nice shirt. But when she's not there for business, she wears a full armor. Hold on, this has a ridiculous name. I need to like name it off. Multi-layered anti-ballistic systems armor. And she also has a little baton that when she hits a button, it extends out into a giant great axe. I am roughly 4 feet 11 inches, quite tall for a dwarf. And I'm a paladin. I'm a level 4 paladin. Get ready for some paladin action.
I think you're a level 4 walking tank with that armor.
I am like a wall. My AC is insane. Just prepare your butts for it.
Great. I forgot to mention, Treacle is human. She is quite average.
All right, so
I wouldn't ever describe Treacle as average.
On that note, you guys have arrived at Le Palmier. It is the hotel that Gaumont is currently stationed in, and you are free to do as you will.
Treacle just looks uncomfortable at everything.
I forgot, what were we doing here again?
We were going to see a man about a job.
Oh, it wasn't a horse this time.
No, that was the last mission.
Right. I get them all messed up. There's too many these days.
So who is this stuck-up politician we're seeing anyway?
I start. Virgil in the corner, he's consulting a data pad that looks a little bit weird. It's got the same sort of etching of blue circuitry lines on it. And he just presses a few buttons and then just starts reeling off like Wikipedia facts.
Oh, you youngins and your gadgets and gadgets. I never know what they say. They're always so tiny. You need to really make the text much larger.
You know it can do that, right?
Oh, well.
You do like a pinching motion, and then you move your fingers up like that.
She like goes to. She's like touching his data pad and making it bigger and smaller.
Oh, well. That is quite
I think
nifty.
probably nothing happens when.
Oh, it doesn't happen?
when they try that. I'm like, this thing is capable of a great many things.
Well, apparently
Contains
not
the sum
making
of
the
most
text
human
bigger.
knowledge. I do it and it works perfectly.
What?
This
one is unusual. Try it on others.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
She goes. She looks over at Oxford.
Well, I don't have a data pad on me. Druid is lining the suit. Right.
Well,
Anyway, we're
she's-
here to see Gaumont, aren't we?
I believe so. That's what it says here, right?
Yep, the message that you guys would have received through your Venture app will note that he is staying on the 4th floor in room 412.
Well, at
Does he want
least
to
it
meet
wasn't
us, or does he
420
want
this
us-
time.
Treacle just starts walking up the stairs. Right,
As
let's
he
go.
said, has he said he wants us to meet him there, or that he will?
Yes,
Like,
yeah, he
from
invited
day-
you guys to come to the hotel.
Yeah, Oxford goes towards the stairs, and seeing that Trinkle's like a step ahead of him, he just veers to the side and is going to go up in the lift.
Virgil takes.
Well,
the
are
lift.
you too good for stairs?
Well, I quite like the elevator too. My old knees, they don't work quite like yours, youngin'. I know I'm nimble and all, but takes a lot of stretching to get that way.
Yes.
Oxford's like horrified
Sure.
thinking of that.
The door's like, ding.
All right.
Who's Virgil going with? I want to know
Yeah,
who Virgil's going with.
Virgil, did you go in the elevator or the lift with us, or did you go?
I went in the lift.
Aww.
Aww.
Treacle walks up the stairs 'cause she likes exercise.
All right.
It's
Well,
Virgil sees no point in exercise.
She has powerful
Hilda does
thighs.
appreciate exercise, though.
Le Palmier
And
is a pretty historical hotel, and the lift isn't quite up to snuff. The hotel itself is very prestigious, but the elevator is antiquated. So Treacle actually winds up meeting you guys at the top of the stairs.
Like, is the elevator just like kind of shitty, or is it like the buttons
it's-
don't match the numbers? Because I've been in elevators like that before.
It's not
Is it
that
like
it's
sliding like cage stuff, like the?
no, not quite at all.
Okay, I was gonna. By
It
2050,
actually has-
those aren't in good shape.
No, but it's still got like the antique analog buttons that you have to press rather than being a touch screen. It's got like an crack opening for like a speaker system, and there's a button you could press for if you need assistance. Like it's that kind of old school.
Virgil looks disappointed.
Well, looks like you beat us here, Treacle.
It's not a fucking race. She just like shrugs. She's pretty stocky. Like she's not dwarf stocky, but she's like clearly got a solid constitution going on. But all of her power is definitely.
How tall are you?
She's probably on the shorter side. She's probably like 5'2".
Okay. Hilda goes up to you and she like kind of like grabs one of your legs, not like hard or anything like that. She's like,
Oh, working on those calf muscles. That's very good.
There's no elevators in the sewers.
she looks at her hand and is a little grossed out.
Comes away a little slimy.
Like it's sticky. Like your hand doesn't move away very quickly. You have to like put force into it.
I would say that you might want to bathe or something every once in a while. Good hygiene is important, you know.
Are you suggesting I don't clean myself?
I was just suggesting that you should, you know. Yes.
That's just a waste of fucking energy right there.
Oh, I think it's very important. There's a lot of medical reasons that you want to stay clean. I mean, there's bacterial infections,
She's like listing off a bunch of different like sicknesses you can get from just like not being clean.
It's okay. Cleaning is definitely a waste of energy, but walking up the stairs is definitely well placed.
Yeah.
So
I think we have different definitions of clean. But anyway, we should meet with before we waste any more time.
Following the clearly labeled signs, the room is right around the corner from the elevator. Yeah, it's actually left open. There are two guys in suits, very formal looking, standing inside of the entryway. They're clearly waiting for you. On the far end, you see a dining room table with two people standing around it, one of which you would recognize as Mr. Gaumont.
Virgil looks to Oxford to like make the introduction. It's like this isn't his job.
Mr. Gaumont, pleased to meet you. My name is Oxford. This is Virgil, Treacle, and Hilda.
Ah, yes, the adventurers. Excellent. Yes, please come in and close the door behind you. This is rather sensitive material.
Oh, then why'd you have the door open to begin with?
She closes the door.
Well,
we just opened.
we were waiting for you.
No, he said the door was open whenever we got there.
Yeah, the two guys guarding the front door had it propped open, just waiting for you guys to arrive.
Well, I can see why you need some better bodyguards.
Right, so who's trying to kill you?
The two guys in suits look at each other and then give you a dirty look, Oxford. And Mr. Gaumont replies to Treacle and says, well, that's kind of what I'd like you to find out for me. There's, as I'm sure you're aware, been a series of bombings across the EU. And, well, I'm honestly just worried that it's me they're after.
Have you been at every single one of those bombings, or are they just incompetent assassins?
Well, a group of very capable adventurers managed to defuse the last situation.
And the one before that, were you there?
No, it was in Berlin, but I was scheduled to be there in a few days.
Right, so they're just a little trigger happy then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have multiple targets.
Did you announce that you would not be going?
No, we were just running a little behind schedule is all.
What about the one before that?
The one before that took place...
She just goes down the list. She wants to know exactly how many of them he was actually supposed to be at.
Yeah.
Well, it was really just the one in Berlin that we missed, and then the one on the train across the channel that I was occupying that had the latest attack in it.
Right, so then they're definitely after you specifically.
Yeah, given
Well,
that,
yes.
I think that we'll probably need at least half the payment up front to cover
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fine then.
She sits down on whatever the nicest piece of furniture in the room is.
Oh. Oh.
And a little squishing sound.
Makes herself comfortable.
Yeah,
You know that like when fabric starts to like absorb water and you can see it like darken? I just imagine that's happening right now across everything.
It's gonna be moldy.
Gomont's assistant goes to like throw something down before you sit down in the chair, but you still beat him to it. And he's just like, oh, okay, that happened.
I hand the other bodyguard, whoever's closest, my umbrella, and sit down nearby.
He'll walk it over to the little umbrella receptacle by the front door and place it in for you. Well, yes, you see, I'm every single one of these has occurred at some sort of a Unity event, and as you know, I am in charge of the Unity party in the EU, and we have several large projects upcoming, and well, it would make sense that I would be the target. So after the last and most capable of the attacks, I'm just looking to try to shed some light on the subject. Now, I've already tried to contract a set of adventurers who, as I said, managed to very skillfully diffuse the situation on the train for us. However, they also took the device that seemed to be commanding these bombers. However, I did manage to, after pulling some strings, grab this. And he goes over to one side of the table. There's a little filing box, like those cardboard ones they send to like really long-term storage, and out he pops a plastic bag, and inside of it is a little box. It's a little scuffed and discolored, but it looks to be, well, he tells you these are the devices that we found on the back of the bombers' necks. We're not sure exactly what they're doing, but it looks like they're delivering instructions to them. And he chucks it over to Oxford.
I just grab it immediately out of midair.
One of those thingamabobs. Oh, that's more of Virgil's thing.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
leaning in
Virgil.
and looking at it.
I place it like on the coffee table in front of Virgil.
All right, yeah, give
Get up
me
and start.
an investigation check there, Oxford or Virgil.
All right.
Treacle like leans into Oxford, who I assume is sitting a cautious distance away from
A
her,
cautious
but
distance away, like probably like a person at
Yeah.
least gap. Yeah.
she leans in just slightly, respecting some of his personal space. So I mean, and clearly is trying to say this so that Gomont hears, but also that Oxford hears. So I mean, he seems like he's got a really large target on his head, and this is a very dangerous operation. I mean, we're very skilled at what we do, but it just doesn't seem like the compensation is truly reflecting exactly what might happen to us.
Well, you know, I'm always one for good causes, Treacle, so I'd be interested to hear him out. But like you say, repeated bombings all across Europe, that seems like a pretty wide target. There'd be an expense budget for travel. I'm sure that Mr. Gomont would understand.
Explosives are involved. There's a reasonable chance a lot of our equipment might get destroyed as well. And, you
Good
know,
point.
living as an adventurer and really just working off the skin of our teeth is a bit
Yeah.
difficult, you know.
I think we an extra danger pay would certainly be in order. And,
Yeah, otherwise I don't think we can really accept this job, and he's probably gonna die.
yes.
Gobot speaks up at this and goes, so have either of you considered a job in politics?
Oh no, I don't like spending time with the rats.
I see. Well, danger pay is certainly understandable. We can put it at, let's say 10 gold per hazard. Per person, of course. The total payment we can put at, let's say 30 gold for a day. Does that work for you? You guys would know that's actually pretty generous.
That seems reasonable. It would be helpful if we could get some upfront stipend to cover the obvious travel expenses that will probably be involved in at least our initial research. Of course, and I look over towards, Virgil, and I'll be like, Virgil here is finest in his field at this sort of expertise to do with miscellaneous tech. So his initial consultation will probably be covered in that as well.
Maybe we should consider a good 2 days pay up front.
2 days pay? I can pay for 1 day up front.
Back in my day, they used to give you 50% up front and 50% when the job was done.
That seems very reasonable.
Everyone is doing things on the day per day.
Yes, unfortunately, that does mean that less scrupulous adventurers are more tempted to drag out their investigations. Personally, I prefer to get them done as quickly as possible and have a happy client, but if you'd rather do it on a day rate, we can.
It's good thinking. Drawing it out and all that.
Oh, I would never do that.
Fine then. How about the 30 up front? Would that be fair?
Each, right?
Yes.
Sounds lovely.
30 up front and then 30 per day. First day paid up front sounds reasonable.
I think that would work out well for us, yes?
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Virgil. You can make that with advantage because you'll actually have some expertise with electronics.
So just roll it a second time and then that's...
Yeah, we'll take the highest for that.
Makes no difference. 13 is
Let's go with the 13.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I just look up so is that all resolved? I can begin? He's already been doing the stuff, but he's waiting till the payment's sorted before he says anything.
Yeah. Gomont will tap away a couple of times at his smartphone, and then you guys all receive a pop-up notification on your phone saying that the contract has been offered.
Accept.
Read.
She leans over and helps Hilda accept hers.
I can't read it. Oh, how did you say to make it bigger? Oh,
I remotely do something to make it be accepted on Hilda's phone.
Oh, now it's doing things on its own. What the heck is this? Oh, goodness gracious! I didn't even hit it. What?
Don't worry, it's resolved, and I'm not even looking.
I think someone's hacked my device. Virgil, look at this thing again.
She hands her phone.
I've hacked it. You know this.
Why would you do that?
Because you could never read anything on it. Anyway.
I go through all the terms and conditions and check if there are any small sub-clauses that we need to be aware of.
Small sub-clauses. No, everything actually seems like it's on the up and up. Most of the contracts offered through Venture are, they have standardized contracts that they've established for FightUp, for the organization behind the Venture app. And this appears to be one of the standard ones that you guys are pretty familiar with.
I accept it.
Okay. So Virgil, what you notice up front, the device is waterproof. You can tell that there are a couple of there's one fiber optic access port on it. It's capable of really high download speeds, but very low output speeds from what you can tell. Aside from that, it looks like there's a very complicated interface that you're not even really sure what to make of. It seems more biomed engineering than computer engineering.
Okay. With my computer know-how, that allows me at a glance to tell what kind of language something uses and what kind of device it is. I guess that's covered.
At a glance, no, but you can plug this thing into your laptop and take a crack at it.
Okay. For the fun of it, he doesn't plug it into the laptop. As he's looking at it, he just uses the I'm an Avatar ability to interface with it with his mind.
Okay. Go ahead.
He mumbles something, and a USB pen that he has on a string around his neck lights up as if it's connected to something.
Nice. Go ahead and roll a hack attempt with advantage, or expertise if you have it.
Okay, is hacking like a computer's role?
Yes. Yeah.
With
You should
advantage.
Expertise, I believe.
Did you say?
Yeah, you'll have advantage. Okay, so 15.
Only 15.
So you managed to connect to the device. However, you realize that the code that controls it is written in a language you don't speak, which you are very well versed in almost all of the common computer programming languages. What you do pick up, you would recognize just from having looked at it once or twice, but never really delved into it. It's written in Sagan, which is very common among scientific devices.
It's the one language I don't know. He couldn't take all of them. He's not high enough level.
Virgil, any information yet?
It's biomedical, perhaps to interface with a person. You said you found this on the bombers.
Yes, this was attached to a Monsieur Blaise Chapelle. He was, as far as we can tell, a vagrant here in the city of Paris.
Vagrant seems like a harsh word to use.
Between abodes, I think Treacle prefers.
Did you know
Yes.
this fellow?
No, not personally.
Do you mind if I have a look? Briefly, Virgil?
I handed over, like, presumably it's some sort of control device for the person it's attached to make them do as needed.
Can I make a medicine roll?
Sure, go ahead.
Natural one! There we
Teddy,
go!
your first
Natural
roll for the day.
Well, Oxford is holding it.
Can I assist him because I'm also trained in
Can I be
medicine
an
and
ass
give
in
him
the front?
advantage so he can roll again?
Yeah, if you wanted to, you can do that. What did you say?
Treacle just wants to be an asshole and look at it without telling him. Just over his shoulder.
Yeah, I'll basically be over the looking at it too while he's doing it. I'm like,
Oh no, look at this part of it. No, over here. Maybe,
Oh, and I turn it
maybe
over
it's
and
this
like,
thing.
oh.
Yeah, I think
right.
you're holding it wrong.
Oh, right, yes, I see now. It's maybe fits just in below the cerebral cortex.
I
You
think
can
you're
tell
thinking
that
of the cervical bones in the spine, C1 and C2, just below the axis and the atlas.
Yeah, what Oxford can tell is that this is definitely a device that has a couple of receptors that are clearly made to distribute some sort of electrical signal into the person they're attached to. What Treacle notices is that there are an equivalent number of access points and nodes on the receptors themselves as to match up to each individual vertebrae all the way down into the sacral vertebrae.
and for those of you at home, the
Wow.
roll was a natty 1 for me, and then he rolled a 17 next, and then Random Tuesday rolled a 23.
And Virgil, as you're reading through the code, you are able to read some of the comments that have been written in there. The exact functionality kind of escapes you, but you do see a piece of comment towards the bottom that reads like so. Oh, it does not like
It reads, etc.
comments.
Yeah, I think
No, the guys actually put this in with true commenting.
so it didn't
So it was
properly
in
come out with
C++, so it's Roll20 is freaking out from it. Hang on.
So controller test script by Tonoi Imprimatur for order 8376HGH. This script tests the functionality of the embedded controller chip in port H C4G7NY890.
As you start reading out some of the script stuff, I'm just gonna be like, Virgil, maybe we should take this elsewhere and not bother Mr. Gaumont with it until we have a full report to be able to give him.
So we need to find who's trying to kill you, and you think it's the people who sent this thing attached to someone's neck.
Well, clearly, I mean, I was the most
Sorry,
important
not you
party
think.
to get
You
on that
know.
train.
You know.
Yes.
Right.
So, what would you like done with them? I check. Is it like a do we have a kill order on the thing? Can we like kill the people responsible, or do we have to like knock them out or arrest them or whatever?
I would prefer that you find out who is responsible so that we can send the appropriate forces to take care of them. What
Can't
we would
you
like
do
you
one of
to
those backhacky things, Virgil, where you like turn the device on and make it seem like it's connected to somebody, and then it goes back and it tells the other person, and then they like control you, and then you don't really do what it's saying to do, type of thing. I don't know.
It's an option to consider.
All right.
We
So
can
just
discuss business elsewhere, though.
yes.
Oh,
Just
sorry.
bear in
I thought
mind
that's
that,
what we were doing here was business.
I think we don't need to bother Mr. Gaumont with the particulars at this point. Bear in mind, Mr. Gaumont, that if we do manage to find out who's responsible and we pass on the information to you and the authorities so that you may take them down, that would be our end of the contract complete. Even if they manage to escape or evade the authorities, sometimes they can be a little bit slow to act. So just so you're aware, that is not our fault, or we take no liability for that.
Understood. That seems fair. We'd really just like to know who is making these attempts so that we can rest a little easier at night, knowing what to watch out for, I suppose.
Knowledge is power.
Indeed.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time. We will go and start our investigation. Don't want to keep you waiting since you're paying by the day.
All right. Well, thank you for the speed of your operations then, and I wish you good luck.
Get up, shake his hand.
Trickle stands up.
Hilda will also shake his hand. But before
Trickle shakes his hand last.
yeah, before Treacle shakes his hand.
After Treacle shakes his hand, he removes a handkerchief from one of his pockets and attempts to indiscreetly wipe his hands clean.
Contract is sealed, she says. Butters under her breath.
That is so
creepy.
him
Why?
Oh dear. I collect my umbrella and I leave.
Okay. All right, so you guys have he's going to leave the device with you guys so that you can continue to use it as you need to for your investigation.
Cool.
You guys can exit the hotel room, and what would you like to do?
What kind of guards were those? They left the door open before we even arrived. What if someone else showed up? This guy.
Yes, they could have got a shot in through the hallway and confirmed that their target was there.
I could probably hack my way through the door.
Oh,
From what
sorry,
I've heard, the enemies they have are slowly shuffling bombers
I could have
remade
been a
from
bomber. I could have
homeless
shuffled
people.
my way through the door, and it's already open. GG. Don't read. That's what the kids say these days, right?
GG easy, I think is.
I see you've been picking up the modern
easy.
terminology.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
Yes. But Oxford's like, okay, I never really expected Hilda to come out with that.
It's
Virgil,
2050, right?
you know
Yeah.
where these bombs are located? Are they located next to the unit that sits in the back of their neck, or do they have them on their person?
I assume we can
Able to
find
work anything out about that?
pictures of the bombers.
Yeah, they've been all over the news. So typically they're wearing explosive vests. They're very large and bulky and very obvious once they remove outer trench coats, and they have a firing mechanism in one hand, usually just a little kill switch or a
How
push
did I
trigger.
not see these people? I'm like half blind and I can see them.
Yes, I think that Gaumont bodyguards certainly are lacking. So the trigger is manually detonated. They don't have attached to a heart rate monitor or anything like that.
Mm.
Doesn't seem to.
Seems relatively easy then. Take out their hand. Or shoot them in the neck. I assume that if we destroy the unit, they won't detonate or anything.
I think they might. They also have some
Presumably.
sort of remote detonation, don't they?
They do, but I don't think we know that.
Okay.
I don't think I was able to derive that much from it. It's to say, well, one thing to do first, and I need to check if I can do this. Can I cast the Detect Animals ritual, but as a Detect Technology ritual, because that's something my class can do, for this device without it just saying the one in your hand? Because you can search for a particular device, so I wonder if I could specify this and be able to detect any other
spell that's at level 2. But I can't get level 2.
I actually, if you want me to, I can do find object. I haven't prepared it, so we have to wait.
Well, I have one specifically. I have one specifically for technology, and I can cast it for free.
What's the range on that?
It is 5 miles.
5 miles?
I'll make it. Hang on.
Then yes, you can do that.
That's the text of it, but replace plants replace animals with technology.
Okay. When you do this, inside of your mind, you can feel a similar trace to the object that you guys are currently holding off to your east.
Okay, so this takes like 10 minutes where I'm performing some sort of, I'm sort of just mumbling. It sounds like code.
I assume we're like still in the hallway. Like, you know, they've got those little sofas in the hallways.
I feel like we're probably just
hotels.
Like, it's just as we're walking. As we're walking, if I'm allowed to cast a ritual while on the move, I don't know.
Maybe we should wait before getting in the car before you just start casting magic spells in the open.
Yeah.
I think you probably need to be still. We just direct you to sit down because you just sort of stand there and do it. I feel like that happens to you a lot.
We like steer.
Hilda's like tapping your forehead, and she's like,
"Oh, he's doing that."
You'll be used to him just pausing and starting mumbling things.
He's doing that thing again. We should probably move him to the side.
I'll bring the car around, and I go and get the Tesla Model SX by this stage.
I could legit carry him into the car. Like,
just pick him up.
No problem.
This tiny little dwarf is carrying this huge half-orc.
Yeah, carrying the huge orc.
I'm 6 foot. I don't know.
I'm very strong.
Okay.
So yeah, you can feel that it's about 4 to 4.25 miles off to your east.
Okay.
I'm just driving around the block a few times at the moment.
Yeah, so like 10 minutes of mumbling and like holding the device later, I'm like, there's another one of these devices, it would seem. East 4 miles or so.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Potential next bomber on its way for an attack, or simply where they're keeping one currently.
Do you know how to shut it down?
I mean, so I guess it's like destroy it, right? Is there another way that I can is there a switch?
Oh, well, that's easy enough said for me. It looks quite fragile. I could probably just smash it. Would you like me to practice?
Destruction seems like the best option.
So
this is danger that they'll activate the bomb before you do.
Just to confirm that this is, another bomber that could be a danger right now, and we need to travel there fast.
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose so. Please don't kill us.
Please, everyone, buckle your seatbelts. Buckle your seatbelt, don't forget.
He's checking to make sure everyone's buckled in their seatbelts.
Oxford, give me a dexterity roll.
With my proficiency with vehicles personal.
Yep, go for it.
Natural 1, you crash, we die.
Oh, Vigil, yeah, take this before we go. I know how you get motion sick sometimes.
So you're just like drifting through intersections with this beautiful car, like masterfully taking every turn, probably scaring the hell out of Hilda as she rocks back and forth in the back seat, trying to pay attention to what Virgil is doing.
That's a stoplight. You're supposed to stop.
Shh, it's fine.
Eventually,
can I just raise a hand as we're approaching intersections and the lights change on them and it's green for us?
Oh, that would be cool. Yes.
Yeah.
Can we do a hack or something for that?
Yeah,
That'd be so cool.
Roll a hack attempt for it. Let's see if we can break into the traffic system.
He runs the red light once, and Hilda's like very upset about this.
No, I wouldn't run a red light at the moment, but I think
okay.
15.
Yeah, this will be in probably Domain MS. The government one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I can't talk today. So anyway, you managed to break into the traffic system that's used for emergency vehicles. And just like an ambulance or a police car would, you're just switching all of the lights green for Oxford as you are just flying through the city.
That's so
Yeah, and as we're going, like, whichever one, like, he knows is easy to switch, like, he's just changing the GPS on the car, and I'm just flipping as the GPS changes.
Yeah.
Drifting in and out of different turns.
That's sick.
And Virgil, the whole time, as you're also, you've still got this spell going on in your head, you're just pointing out directions to Oxford that he should be taking for turns. And eventually you guys wind up outside of a building called the Tunois Printery.
Can you put that in chat?
Yep.
Seems like this is the place.
Right, should we just go inside?
What kind of shop is this? So it's a printery?
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like? Is it like a factory sort of? Is it storefront? Like, does it look like it's okay for people to just walk inside?
Yeah, you guys are in a more industrial section of town now, but this looks like it's more of a warehouse that's just kind of been reappropriated as a little manufactory, if you will. Outside of the building, there's a sign that says it's a 3D printery.
I open the glove compartment and like bullets just sort of cascade slightly out of it as I open it over Virgil.
You really need to do something about your storage system in here.
I have bullets on hand where I need them. I don't see a problem with the storage system. And I just pull out like my heavy pistol, check the load, screw on the suppressor, put that in, check my other heavy pistol, screw the suppressor on that, and I'm gonna have both of those ready to go, suppressors.
Okay.
Can you pop the trunk? Oxford.
Yeah, so Hilda goes around the trunk and like takes out these like pieces of armor and starts putting them on.
I assume we're just around the corner. We're not like standing out front of the building. We're gonna assault. Just kidding. 10 minutes to put on heavy armor.
Just put all my armor on really quick.
While she puts that on, shall I do a little bit of quick recon?
Sure.
While he's doing whatever he's gonna do, Hilda's gonna like go to whatever the slimiest, Treacle's gonna go to like the slimiest, grossest puddle, and I'm gonna use my find familiar, which allows me to find an ooze.
Oh God!
Summon an ooze as a familiar.
Okay.
And ideally, I would like to find just like a small ooze that can creep its way in so I can get like a blind sight layout of what's happening inside the building.
Oh, yeah, sure. So there are two entrances. The one is like a rather large garage door, and the other is just a plain metal door with the name of the printery on the side of it. So which way would you guys like to enter? And Oxford, are you going in with the slime, or are you going to allow the slime to go in first?
How big is the slime?
So you said it was the find familiar, which
I think
Probably
I
like the
assume
size
they're
of a
small.
cat.
Like they're sort of
it's like a cat size,
Yeah, it's like
or a rat, or.
So
Yeah.
I think what happens is she goes over to this like real gross, like it's like an oil slick combined with muddy water, and she just reaches her hand in and just makes this like, no, not that. There we go. And she just pulls out from this puddle this like lump that like sticks to her hand, and she sort of shakes it off, and it just like flops into this puddle on the ground. Right, which way are you going in?
I was going to go have a look at the roof. Do you want me to take that?
I'll send this one in through the door then.
Did you
Okay.
name this one?
Just sort of looks at it. Call this one Slick.
All right.
Slick 3.
Good luck, Slick.
I'm going to try and find a fire escape or something that leads to the roof.
Yep, there'll be one just right along the side of the building. One of the
Is there
alleys.
one for like the next building over so I can go up the roof on that one so it's not guarded and then go across the roof?
Sure, absolutely.
That's what I'm doing then.
Also, Why can't I stop thinking that you're Ziggy? Treacle, you can,
Fine. Ziggy is a force of personality.
the garage door is
Ziggy
like
too.
half open, and you guys can actually see in from the street if you want to take a peek before you send in the slime.
What do we see if we look inside?
So inside you see a whole bunch of, they're like those plastic fold-up tables, and on top of them are large, like semi-industrial 3D printers, all just kind of doing work. There's also a couple of dwarves moving about the area, just kind of checking on things, making sure everything's working.
I'm gonna just send a little slick in, and it goes. Except I sort of imagine it moves a bit like a sea slug, so it just like rolls its way across the ground.
Yeah.
And then if anything comes past it, it just
slime behind it.
out.
Yeah.
Does it just pick up like all the dust and little rocks and stuff as it goes?
Oh,
Absolutely. So what you can see once you get further in, and Oxford, you would actually see this from the skylight on the top of the roof. There's the main warehouse floor where all of the printers are located. There's also it's like a large windowed office off to the right-hand side, staring in from the garage door. You would assume that the door there probably leads into that office.
okay. So with my AR glasses, does it have like a camera inbuilt so I can send it to the rest of the team?
Okay.
Sure. So I'm just sending this to the rest of the team so they can see. I'm trying to do some
My
stealth.
glasses are doing that thing again. Seeing weird stuff. How do I turn it off?
I stopped sending it to Hilda.
Poor Hilda.
If I look through Slick's eyes, what do I see? What does Treacle see?
So through Slick's eyes, roll perception for me.
Okay. That I can do.
What you'll notice is that the three dwarves working the main floor, they seem to be the only people actually in the building. The office doesn't even have any walls. It's just one long straight shot. There's a couple of desks in there, but it looks like it's just an open floor layout. The dwarves, you notice, all look very similar, and they've all got little name tags on. It seems like they're probably related in some way.
Do I get any sense of the layout? Because I would be looking through blind sight. I also like to think that like Treacle's eyes just sort of like roll back a little in her head and they go black to match the color of the ooze, and it's just like,
Oh, gross.
Yes.
it's real gross. It's the reason why it's probably like oozes out a little bit.
Ew.
Richard just like looks away and like back to his tablet.
So everything, as far as you can tell, the entire warehouse floor, it's just rows of tables and 3D printers, and up in the office section, it's just there's a total of 3 desks. They have a table off to one side that has papers kind of strewn about, and a few chairs around the outside of the table. That's really all there is in here.
No one
Looks
in the
pretty bare.
offices?
I'm sorry?
No one's in the offices?
No one's up in the office.
Okay. Snaps back, eyes clear, like some of it drips down her face. She wipes it off. Right. There's no one in there except for 3 dwarves.
Well, should we just go talk to them? I don't understand why people just don't talk to each other anymore.
Well, they do appear to be harboring the control device for a bomber. Possibly also a bomber.
Where do you see
But
it?
it's a good start.
You know where it is inside the building?
I'm able to get a specific enough idea of it.
There's one of the rows of 3D printers off to the right, the one closest to the office from where you're standing. It seems like that whole row is kind of like lighting up inside your head.
I sort of focus for a second. I'm like, I don't think there's any bombers. I think there's simply the manufactured devices. It seems that this is where they're being printed.
Just like as Virgil is saying that, Treacle starts putting it together. Wait a minute, we're at a 3D printing factory.
So, Virgil, those machines, you could hack them, find out the order number they're printing. and we could go in and ask about the order number.
To remotely hack, I'll need to be closer.
So, just
Alright.
a refresher, that comment section that you guys had before, it does specify an order number in there.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, it did. It had a
Order
number.
8376-HGH.
Mhm.
And we know who it's by. Is that name? Could you
And that is the name of the printery as well, the name of the person who made the script.
Yeah. Could you hack their system and find out who placed the order? Would you need to be closer?
Put that on the screen again for people.
Oh yeah.
In order to do my magical hacking, I need to be, I think, 5 feet away. So I don't know if there's a way of remotely hacking other than that.
Now I'm like regretting that I didn't take Pass Without a Trace and Invisibility.
Oh, I'm
So-
not sneaking anywhere. I have disadvantage on all sneaking things.
Virgil, do you want to do your invisibility thing?
By invisibility, you mean the not invisibility thing.
How is
Unless you have a different
invisibility
invisibility thing in mind.
I thought you did an invisibility thing.
Oh, I do have the spell, I forgot. I thought you were meaning disguise self or something. Oh, I have to spend a spell slot for that? I only have 2 of those.
We
You
can
get
take
the
a
back, you
short
can just wait.
fucking rest.
Yeah, you can wait in the car for an hour. We just put you
He's
in the
like
back.
me. I'm like, I only have 3.
I've got 7.
Okay, like,
Rub it in.
myself then? I am 6 foot. I might struggle to get through there. It's made for dwarves.
I can
Oh,
get
well.
in there.
You can come up to the skylight if you want, and I can lower you from a rope.
Oh, the
Okay,
garage door.
invisibility it is.
The garage door is only pushed half open, but you could probably squeeze under it, Virgil.
So, wait,
So,
if we take Hilda to
How-
the roof,
where in there does he need to be to do the hack?
above the printer
Has to
machine,
be-
right?
Yeah, within 5 meters of the printer or whatever else I want to try.
Is there a
hacking.
skylight
Well,
above the
fine.
printer machine?
So you would be able to
Because I could use
detect
this
that there is a wireless internet.
Like, could he hack a
You could have
terminal
wireless
office?
internet access to like any number of the local businesses. So you would be able to get in.
But
through
would it? And then I could, via wired connection, get to the machines or get to the computer that orders the stuff.
Right.
Then.
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I don't need to
Just won't
get in
have
there
advantage on
necessarily.
the hack.
Well, I was going to propose we go to the roof. We get Hilda to like lower you down on a rope. You hold the rope, and you cast invisibility so that the rope is invisible as well. And then we Mission Impossible lower you down over the top of one of the devices until you're 5 foot away, and then you hack it.
We're just like, I think we can just skip all of this. Hold on, and I just try and
Oh, I like this plan.
mentally
though.
access the wireless network and see if I can locate.
Dun, 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 dun.
I
Like
promise
their-
I won't
their
drop
main
you this
PC.
time.
It's
Locate their main PC for like processing orders.
Yep. Roll a computer check with expertise.
How do I apply expertise?
I believe at your level it's probably plus
I think-
7.
It's double your proficiency bonus. Your proficiency bonus is 2, so you should have a +2 on top, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so
plus your
I added-
modifier.
another-
If you haven't
2.
added your proficiency bonus already, otherwise it's +4.
I had proficiency already. So I'll
Okay,
add
so
it-
plus 2.
it again.
Yeah.
Means there's actually +7 on these rolls, and I get a 9 because I rolled 2.
Oh my gosh, you poor thing. That's like the second time you've done it.
So you can tell that the network is running on Biz OS. However, the router rejects your connection.
Uh-huh.
Like, I seem to be struggling a little bit today. Black Sun gives and he takes away.
So, do we need to do the whole Mission Impossible plan?
I'll just walk in invisibly and attempt to hack it more closely.
The problem with that is
I
that
could
while
go in
you,
and talk to them while you do that.
while you are invisible, Virgil, you have a habit of making quite a lot of noise.
We
the last
could
time we
just
tried
be a
sneaking, you knocked an
distraction.
entire box of crates over.
But I can just go in and talk to them and ask them to like make me something, and then you can just sneak in and do your thing. It was a spell.
We can be a very good
Perhaps.
distraction.
Distraction is perhaps advisable, yes. I am not the quietest.
I'm gonna get one of my pens out of my inside pocket, and I'm gonna get ready over the skylight to drop it through.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess I'll cast invisibility on myself, and then get ready to sneak in while they're causing noise and such.
Okay, so as you two approach the garage door, one of the dwarves sees you coming and moves on over in your direction. He says, hello, my name's Alta. How can I help you?
Well, hello there. I'm Hilda. We were just looking at devices. I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to the whole printing.
She's my
thing.
grandmother. She's really old.
Oh, come on now. That's not very nice.
She was wondering how this works.
Would you mind showing me how it works?
Absolutely. For another dwarf, I'd be honored. And he leads you off to some of the machines, and he begins showing you how they have an Ethernet connection leading in that's feeding them their 3D models, and there's two arms that are moving around a base that's just going crazy.
Question.
Okay.
What type of ooze arguably is slick? Would we say slick might be able to, say, corrode a metal table leg?
Absolutely.
Perfect. I will direct Slick over, because I think at this point it came back. It wraps around her legs, so her leg's extra gross, and then just slithers its way down, and then just goes to a table, and it just starts going the equivalent of
Except for some more.
yeah.
Nice.
Ideally, one at the other end of the room to just have it collapse.
Sure. And as it does so, this loud bang just emits from the whole warehouse.
Goodness,
And
what was that?
Oh no, what was that?
all three of the dwarves rush over to check.
Okay, I will attempt to sneak by them on the other side of the room.
Okay. Roll stealth with advantage.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is gonna go so wrong.
Hey!
Huh.
So
Because I
yeah,
rolled a
you were-
19, because my stealth is -1.
You're able to make it in, and it seems like the dwarves are too busy trying to right the table as well as the 3D printing machinery on top of it.
Oh no, what happened? Wraps its
Right, I
way
guess-
up by the time it just
Didn't have
settles
anything to
around
do
her
with
neck.
that, did you?
And in her
I guess I approach one of the 3D printers that's currently processing the orders of the mind control bomber stuff, unless I
Okay.
can get to like the main PC and just attempt another hack. So this time with advantage.
Yep, go ahead with advantage.
Gee, only 14. I rolled a 5 and a 7.
Oh, that's okay. This is clearly a family business. This time you are able to get into the network without a problem. What you find on the information for these particular printers is they're working for a it looks like some sort of a holding company called the Essential Purity Corporation, and the address is listed to a company in the Bahamas, as well as a phone number. The other thing that is mentioned is that the delivery itself is to a Mr. Bombardier, whose name I have here. So I can...
Mr. Bombardier.
bombs.
Bombs. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I don't know where you are
Team.
right now. I can't actually see you, but if you manage to do the hack, maybe it's worthwhile in changing some of the designs so they no longer work, or possibly inserting some sort of trace item.
Virgil takes that in, and I guess he'll see if he can do that.
All right, give me another computer roll.
Okay, is this advantage?
No, this will not be with advantage.
Okay.
Yes!
26.
Okay, you managed to find the directory that has the actual model that it's working on. What would you like to replace it with?
I'm gonna make it
Little
so
Eiffel Tower.
Put a
Yeah.
rootkit
No,
in.
I'm gonna make it so it looks like it works, but there's one tiny thing that's wrong with it that can't be fixed without tearing the whole thing apart and redoing it.
Okay.
Can I do something like that with that good a roll? Just like make it so that it seems like everything's working perfectly, but when they actually try and use it, it's a dud.
Bentham,
Yeah.
put
so,
a second transmitter and a rootkit in. That way we could take control of the bombies.
Yes.
well, what you
Don't
find
make
is
that.
that the 3D printer is making the encasement for the actual devices. However, it looks like they are supplied with the chips themselves. So you can make any change to the actual exterior of the device that you would like, though. And that includes any of the exterior connectors. So you can absolutely like miswire a few of them, have them connected to the wrong actual mountings on the device itself.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay.
So that
What
they,
if-
like it looks like they're following it perfectly, and then when they actually use it, it doesn't do anything.
What if you make it so that the casing is really doesn't allow heat out, so it overheats, but it takes like a while for the heat to build up. So they plug it in, they're like, oh, it works, send the bombie out, and the bombie just walks out and then just collapses.
That's a complete composition change. They might notice that.
No, just take the vents off.
That's a different material. Well, are there vents? Is it that complicated?
Actually, it dumps heat into
does it
the
really
fluid
need-
surrounding them. It'll dump the heat into the fluid surrounding the cerebrospinal area.
Now, from what you can tell from the models, it looks like the device itself has a simple heatsink on it, but it's on the board. There's no exterior venting.
Yeah, just messing with it so that it all gets wired wrong is fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so with that
absolutely-
done, I'm going to sneak out again. Nice
Right.
and quick. Is it another roll?
No, the stealth roll that you had before is fine, but you will have to exfiltrate from the computer network. So give me another computer check. Without just a normal computer check.
I want to take off the +2 from before. 21.
Okay.
Never
You
there.
successfully exfiltrate, and it doesn't look like you've set off any alarms on the network security. So you're clear.
I'll pop back to the car and reappear there out of sight of the garage.
Oh, well, seems you've got something going on. Perhaps we'll have to come back another time.
Yes, I'm sorry about this. We're gonna have quite a bit of work trying to get this working again. This machinery is very expensive,
I
unfortunately.
understand half the things you were saying earlier, so it's fine, young man.
Well, thank you for stopping in. And if you happen to know anyone who needs any 3D printing for anything, we do all sorts of work.
Do you have a card or something?
Yes, and the one dwarf lets go of the part of the table he's holding up, and his two brothers have to just suddenly grasp and heave it back up again. This thing is really heavy, and they're both groaning in complaint as he runs off into the office and comes back with a card for you.
Cool. Now have his business card.
From what I saw of the designs, did it seem like they were guilty in it, or they had just been given an order and they were just making it?
From what you guys can tell, this is really just an on-demand printery. People send them order requisitions, and they just fill the requisitions. It doesn't seem like they do any designing here.
I feel a little bad that I broke their table. But only a little.
Look like they were trying.
She says as she's walking away with Hilda.
Yeah.
So having been given the order, they wouldn't immediately be like, that's a mind control device, we shouldn't make these.
Yeah, as far as they can tell, they're just making an external casing for
Okay.
basically a little Arduino chipset.
Yeah, they could be putting anything in there.
Yeah, they're not really sure what's in it.
Virgil,
Okay. Yeah, when everyone reconvenes, I'm like,
I
it
have
seems they're in an
reconvened.
innocent
No one's
party
told
in
me
this.
You're done, and you're invisible, so I have no idea if you've completed this mission or not. I'm sitting on the
I've
roof.
got the thing. You're on the roof. I'm like, with the ear thing. I'm like, job done. I'm out.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna head down.
Wait, so the half orc says job's done? Sorry. Warcraft? No? Okay.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I haven't played. I don't know the reference. I'm glad I accidentally made one though.
Zug zug.
Okay, so if everyone's reconvening, then I'm like, it seems they're an innocent party in this. They simply are completing an order they've been given. Next thing is where exactly it's being sent, and then we'll find the actual
If we ever
culprits.
need something 3D printed, though, I do have their business card.
Right, so where do we go now? What do you find out? Oh, where these things are?
So I reel off the information I got. Corporation, Essential Purity Corporation. Sounds pretty sinister, I've got to say. Thomas Bombardier.
That's clean.
Yeah, that's a bit obvious. And anything else I got?
So what you'll find if you just plug those into Google, the Essential Purity Corporation has no business website. There's literally just a listing in an office suite in the Bahamas. It looks like it's just an address, though, to a suite number. Thomas Bombardier, however, has a social media website.
Hey.
It has not been updated in over a decade.
So it has like an old picture of him where he actually looks really young.
He still looks pretty old in the picture.
Oh, okay.
He's got like loads of like really old memes and gifs that are just like not
He's
relevant
pretty
anymore.
good looking.
Actually, is he
he's,
good looking? I don't know.
Not particularly. It looks like this dude took a picture with like an antique flip phone, but the outside of the camera was smudged over, and he's got like mud all over his face. He's in the forest somewhere.
So he's like an ooze druid as well.
Not all ooze druids are messy like me and practical. Nah, he looks a bit more like one of those greenies.
Yeah, he's got a location in his profile that points to
MySpace.
on the east side of town called the Réserve Biologique Intégré du Druid.
Oh, there's a
Oh.
bunch of druids that live over there. I've heard of them. Let's go have a chat.
What do you
Seems
know?
like a much better lead than the office in the Bahamas.
Do you know some of
Oh, no,
them?
wait. Could we go to the Bahamas?
I suspect we'll find nothing there.
Damn. Someday.
Maybe with our
Someday.
pay afterwards.
I drive to the Reserve Biologically Intégré du Druid.
Réserve
Yeah.
biologique intégré du druide.
There you go.
The RBID. Yeah, I go there.
She's much better at French than any of us.
Yeah.
I am Jeneline Z.
So yeah, Oxford. What you'll wind up coming across is this massive old growth national park forest. It's over 2,000 acres in size. It actually takes several minutes just to get to the visitor center on the premises. The visitor center itself looks really neat. Off to the left-hand side, there is this growth. It looks like a gate, however, it's just tree branches covering over the entrance. And off to the right, there's a little shop that says Visitor Center up above the door.
Oh well,
Well, I
at
think
least
some
they
visitor
welcome
center.
visitors. We check in over
Virgil
there.
looks unhappy about everything. There's no technology here. This is the worst.
Are there animals around?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of wildlife going through the reserve.
Beautiful. Treacle doesn't even really bother going to the front of visitor center. She's like, people don't know shit about forests, and just sort of like wanders in and starts like throwing little bits of food on the ground and waits until something comes over, and then she's gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay, so very soon after, a hungry little squirrel pops out of a nearby tree, jumps onto the ground, and comes over to nibble on some food. And
Look at him, he's so cute.
Squeak, 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 squeak is what she is. Everyone else hears, but
Oh, of course, everyone's talking to all the
Squirrel Cree.
So
what she's asking is, have you seen where do the druids live? The weird people. And she sort of communicates what they look like with the straight, look a bit like me. They're a bit dirty.
Weird people behind you in the house.
There are others that live out there.
Oh, others. One other.
Right? And where is that exactly? And she's like dangling more treats.
More sticky food?
But only if you show me.
For sticky food?
For as much sticky food as you can stick in your little cheeks.
Okay, follow me. And he just kind of zigzags his way back to the trees. And
right, let's go.
Clearly leading you around.
As Treacle is talking to the squirrel and squeaking a lot, and people are going past, I'm just going, "It's okay. She has a condition."
Treacle just yells back for a moment. This way. Walking.
So what you'll see is the squirrel's actually leading you along a path back into the forest. It looks like it's a hiking path from what you can tell. As you guys enter the path, there's a little sign off to the right kind of warning you to stay on the trail. There are dangerous species inside the park, and basically if you're on the trail, you're safe. The squirrel will continue leading you further and further into the forest, and eventually the path will kind of dead end at this little pond, and the squirrel will veer left and lead you into the brush.
God, fucking squirrels.
I'm gonna carefully step through the brush to not damage my suit.
Just stomp through.
Hilda is doing a perfect run in a perfect running stance.
And just
military trained running regime. She's a beast.
Small bushes are just collapsing under you.
She's oddly not breathing heavy or anything. She's smiling. Although you can't tell because she's got a beard that's huge.
So, not Ziggy. Dear God. Treacle. What you'll see is the
Fun words.
The squirrel kind of leads you around the outside of the rather large pond, and there's another stream leading away from it into the forest. And as you approach it, you actually see a couple of deer drinking from the stream. All of a sudden, the squirrel, its tail just shoots straight up into the air. It gets up onto its hind legs like it's looking around, and it just goes, "Oh no!" And as he does so, an owlbear just barrels out of the nearby trees, tackles into the deer, and just severs its neck with its beak, just rips it right off.
Treacle holds up her hand and starts backing away slowly.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find the nearest bit of terrain to hide behind, like a bush or a tree, and I'm gonna try and hide.
Okay, go ahead and give me stealth rolls, guys.
Oh gosh, I get disadvantage on stealth rolls. Just an FYI.
17.
Oh, I am not a stealthy character.
I am not either.
Oh, 15!
10. Oh, it's not bad actually. A 10.
14.
So what you guys do, you start to back up into the trees, and Treacle and Oxford, what you'll notice is this growling noise off to the left from you guys, and it's getting louder, and you can hear tree branches crushing. It sounds like something rather large is moving toward you guys.
Question. So this is a biological preservation reserve, etc. So we shouldn't be killing things that attack us here, or are we allowed to in self-defense?
In self-defense, yeah, it would be justified.
If you start getting mauled by an owlbear, it's probably okay.
Yeah.
Leave the path, so...
No, Albear, stop.
Can I
don't
get an
bite
idea
me.
of what it is? Because I think Speak with Animals might still be working because it lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it growling?
What is it growling?
Human.
You can't understand what's growling at you, but the squirrel is now screaming, "Mother's coming, mother's coming," and it just books it up a tree.
The mother's coming. The mother's coming.
The squirrel said the mother's...
And
Virgil, Quiet voices. I pull out both pistols.
Quiet voices.
Yeah, I think Treacle like tries to back them up as much as she can.
Okay.
Oxford is going to jump off to the side and hide.
All right. And at this point, I think we're going to need to roll initiative.
Here's comes
As
the
That's
mother.
the mother owlbear to the juvenile you just saw destroy this poor
Natural
little
20.
being.
Do you have new characters for us, too?
No, I can create entries for you, though.
Okay. I'll just roll initiative. 16.
Hey,
I'll just keep track of it off the side. That's fine.
We got an 8. 24. Dang.
that's really not terrible for me, given that I add nothing.
Nice.
That's about what I expect.
An 8.
Last.
You have -1, right, to your dex?
Yep.
Treacle with a
I've got
15.
really good armor on, and my AC is 11.
My armor. Do you want to know what my AC is?
Yes,
It's a 19.
I hate
Nice.
you. Mine's 13, so it's not terrible, but I have no dex.
All right, Oxford, you are going to be the first one up. So what you see is, as you are kind of like disappearing into the brush here, along the path that you guys cleared, moving toward the stream, the mother owlbear emerges and places herself in between you guys and her juvenile.
Okay, mother is coming as in mother owlbear. I thought the squirrel's mommy was coming.
Has it seen me?
Been
It
worried
hasn't
about
seen
that.
you. It can clearly see the rest of your party on the trail.
Is it like defensively standing, like between the group, like it's protecting this juvenile, or is it actually looking like it's stalking forward to attack us?
It's stalking forward to attack you guys.
Okay, that's good enough for me. I'm gonna run forwards, and I'm gonna try and do like a pirouette leap over it, and I'm gonna fire both pistols, and I'm gonna use a key point as well to just unleash a flurry of blows.
Yeah, is
Go
it
for it.
okay to kill owlbears? Like, this is not like unlawful.
Yeah, you guys would understand that in terms of self-defense, protecting yourselves is absolutely okay. The Druids aren't going to be happy with you, but local law enforcement is going to understand.
Like, even if it wasn't legal, it's either kill it or police turn up later like, well, they're all dead, but at least they obeyed the law.
Well, if I could use a melee weapon, I could like knock it unconscious with the final blow, but range weapons you always kill with your final blow, so...
I got you covered.
Okay. In which case, do I have advantage because I was hidden from it at the beginning of my turn?
Yeah, we'll give you advantage on it. Sure.
Sweet. In which case, yeah, flurry of blowing, and I'm doing sharpshooter. 15?
15 is a hit.
Okay. And do you want to just roll the other 2 for my flurry of bullets?
Yeah, go for it.
Why are you shooting a bear?
And the last one's a miss.
Nah. Okay. So 2 hits. 19 and 18 piercing.
Oof. Okay.
Gee.
So I've
Mama,
run up to it, and as it tries to like snap at me, I'm just gonna push off with 1 foot, jump over, pirouette midair, and fire both guns down at it.
yeah, Mama is not happy. She takes the shots. She is still standing, but she does not look pleased about what just happened to her. She's going to turn to face you. Hilda.
So, I have command. It says you can speak 1 word command to a creature.
The creature has to understand that word, though, I believe.
Yes.
I can just put it in chat, so
Yeah, I like that.
it might be that.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
it doesn't
understands your
understand your
language.
language. Yeah,
Okay.
that won't
Never
work.
mind. I can't do that then. I guess we're killing an owlbear. I feel like Hilda wouldn't want to do that either.
I mean, you can bludgeoning it, like especially
Yeah,
if you.
I can
bludgeon,
melee.
you
You
knock
can,
it out.
even with guns, because yay 5e, you can technically just disable a target and just move on.
Okay, in which case, I'm definitely shooting its legs then. As I go over the top, I'm trying to like shoot at ankles and kneecaps.
Okay. So you're just shooting to disable instead of shooting to kill.
It's slightly
Gotcha.
better than shooting in the face, but not much. I guess you can heal that magic.
Is
Yeah.
Oxford 30 feet away, or is he further than that?
No, he would be within 30 feet of you.
Okay. I am going to use Shield of Faith then. And I will put that on everyone except me.
You can only cast it on one target.
Cast it on one creature.
Oh. Okay.
Bless is the 3-person one, I think you're thinking
that's
of.
what I meant to cast. Sorry. I did not mean to cast that. Sorry. This is what I meant to cast. Is Bless.
Okay.
I don't know why I clicked the wrong thing.
My
Everybody's
old
gonna put it
age, I
next to
can't see the computer.
So what you see Hilda do is she like holds out one of her hands, and in her pocket she pulls out like this small thing, and she like tosses it in the air, and it's like sprinkles water, and then the water like closes up and then goes out and forward and hits like smacks each of them in the face, and they are blessed.
Clean!
Clean.
Like,
Just like streaks of mud look like they're running down its
She's
crest.
like,
I bless you all with fortune.
All right, Treacle, you are up.
So this is what Treacle wants to do.
Okay.
Treacle wants to cast Hold Person on the bear. And then she wants to have Slick smother it until it passes out.
Can you link Hold Person? I just want to make sure it says creature and not
It
humanoid.
doesn't work on creatures, it only works on humanoids.
Does it?
Okay.
Hold Monster is the one that works on any type of enemy.
Oh, a humanoid. Okay, then instead, I would like to cast Web
Okay.
or Entangle. Which one's which? Web's probably.
Web's
a 20-foot cube that would affect
Yeah.
everyone within.
Yeah, you're in it. Damn you. The other one's a 20-foot square. I mean, let's just be obnoxious. You need to succeed on a dex. No, that one's strength. Let's do Entangle because I think that one's dex. Do. How many of you are next to it right now?
Just Oxford right now.
Just Oxford. Oh, yeah, no, that's probably not the best idea. Okay, then instead she's going to grab her quarterstaff, pull it out, handle it two-handed. She's still going to smack it on the head, shouting, Shelag! And then ideally have Slick still wrap itself around the owlbear's face in an attempt to make it pass out. So
Okay,
she's gonna cast her cantrip.
Shillelagh. All right. So
Which I think
Slick isn't going to be
This
quite
is-
big enough to cover the owlbear's beak. However, it is going to give you advantage on the attack.
beautiful. Okay, just blind it then. Does this give advantage? No. Yeah, I think I can still do the. I'm suddenly realizing I don't know if that's a bonus action or not. We'll roll it this way. Oh, sorry.
I believe it is a bonus action if I remember correctly.
Ha!
I'm not
10
looking.
probably misses.
Wait, have we got
Uh,
Bless? If so, we've got one
You
D4.
have less. Yeah, you can roll an extra d4 on that.
Will an 11 do it?
An 11 won't,
But
but a 12 would.
okay, then I'll do. Got a 50-50
That's a hit.
shot! 14!
All right.
Shillelagh! Boom.
Roll for damage.
Sorry, I think it's a shillelagh, but I like saying shillelagh. 5 bludgeoning damage to its head.
All right.
I like the fact the bludgeoning is blug. This is blug damage.
Yeah, well, I didn't know how to spell
It's
bludgeoning. When I got to bludgeon, I was like, I think it's EON, but whatever. Fuck it, I'm done.
All right, so Treacle just wraps the thing across the face as her ooze is like trying to like cover over the thing's eyes. The owlbear
Go
clearly
to
can't defend itself.
sleep, she says while still being able to speak with animals. Or leave us the fuck alone.
All right, so the owlbears are now going to react to this sudden incursion. Oxford, the mother owlbear turns around, and she is angry, and she just lays into you. First, she attacks and tries to snap at you with her beak. What is your AC?
17.
17. Okay. She misses with the beak. She tries to try to grasp you with it. However, there's an ooze kind of clouding her eyes, so she misses. However, she just like in frustration lets out a rip with her claw, and just rakes across you with it for 11 damage.
Ooh, okay.
Also from behind, the juvenile owlbear comes rushing away from the deer carcass, seeing its mother cry out in pain, and just can't quite make it to you yet. However, what you guys do here behind Hilda is another rolling through the woods.
Uh-oh, Daddy Bear.
Yep,
Also,
that
your
sounds like a
suit just
daddy
got
bear.
messed up.
I'm sorry?
His suit just got messed up.
Oh.
Treacle
This is
is
why I
definitely
have
still
issues
yelling,
with
"We don't want to hurt you," while wailing on this thing.
I don't want to do this.
I don't want to.
Virgil, it is your turn.
I think I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast at the mother owlbear.
The mother owlbear? Okay, go ahead.
Help finish that off. He's not too bothered about whether he kills it or not. Mainly he's bothered about how other
that's a hit.
people will be if it dies.
All right.
8 force damage.
The mother owlbear is clearly not looking well.
We're gonna
However, she
kill
is
a whole family of owl
on her
bears.
feet. Oxford.
I'm gonna. What do I want to do? Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the mummy owlbear, and I'm gonna try and do it so that I can shoot it in the back of the head as Treacle's like whacking it on the front of the face.
Sorry, that was my bad. Just wanted to look at the spell.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do that as a sharpshooter shot as well.
All right, go for it.
17!
That's good
I'm
enough for a
rolling
hit.
really well. I've got a +1 to hit when sharpshootering.
That is a damn good roll, yeah.
18.
18.
God, guns do a lot of damage.
All right, are you shooting to
Sharpshooter
disable it, or are you
+10.
shooting to kill?
I'm shooting to disable it. I want to I'm going for a shot where it's just going to bounce off the edge of the skull, try and get some concussion going on, stun it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend a key point to go bonus action defense. And then I'm just going to turn around and I'm deliberately engage the owlbear running at us from behind.
Okay.
So I'm going
so
dodge.
What you see is the mother bear, as your shot ricochets off her skull, it cracks her head back against Treacle's staff for a second time, and you hear this loud dunk as it hits the wood. Her head snaps back and she collapses down to the ground. Hilda, what would you like to do?
The little baby owlbear is right there too, right?
Yep.
Can I grapple it? Use athletics or something and grapple it or something?
What size is this thing? It
How big
is
is
a
a young
medium. Yep.
owlbear?
Yeah, you can attempt to grapple it. Go for it. It'll be a
Okay.
contested strength roll.
Oh, it's strength? We can try it.
All right, go for it.
It's athletics if you're grappling, right?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, you can use athletics if you have it.
Okay. 21!
Nice.
Okay, so Oxford, you see Hilda, very spry for her age, all of a sudden go running past you in full body armor, just grab the two front paws of this owlbear, lift it up, and then just judo grapple it down to the ground.
Nice.
I've got him. I'm holding him down. Don't kill his mom.
As the
Alright,
mom
Treacle.
goes.
Yeah, she falls down.
Oh, goodness.
So Treacle, you are up.
So we've got a baby owlbear being grappled, a hopefully not dead but unconscious mama owlbear, and an imminently approaching papa owlbear.
Yep.
Can I heal
Yes.
owlbears?
This is our lay of the land. Standing there holding her quarterstaff. I feel like the big one's the problem. So, knowing that Slick is too small to smother one, she might be big enough. So she's gonna run towards the dad, and then she's gonna use her action and turn to an ooze, specifically a
Ew.
gray ooze. So you just see Treacle like running across. She's like, "Fuck this," and then she just physically melts into a puddle. And it's just like, and that's her action.
Okay. So out from the brush behind you guys, you can see like the bushes and trees getting pushed away as something large comes barreling toward you. However, what pops out is significantly smaller than what you're expecting. It looks like it's another child, another juvenile owlbear, barreling down on you guys. That one is going to intercept. It looks like who's toward the back of the line?
That's probably me.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Virgil didn't advance at all. He just held back.
She's gonna come barreling straight for Virgil, and start attacking you. What is your AC?
Oh dear, it's 11.
11. Okay, so she's gonna miss with her claw swipe. However, she does manage to drill you with her beak for 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
The other owlbear, though grappled, is still going to try and lash out at you, Hilda.
Okay.
And actually crits you. You are going to take 19 piercing damage.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
So it just finds a weak point in your armor, wedges its beak right through, and drills.
I'm like holding on to this other bear, so I have no defense. I'm like, ah.
Well, you're holding onto the bear that's like just attacking you, right?
Yeah.
You're holding it. You're cuddling close, and it's just ripping at you with its
I thought
claws.
the other one was attacking me. The one that was.
No, the other one attacked Virgil.
Oh, okay.
And Mama's
It's like
still
when you're
down
trying to like grab a cat to like cut its claws, and you're like, I'm holding it, but it's still getting scratches in.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, stop.
Virgil.
Okay, so I've just been like jabbed in the back by an owlbear unexpectedly. No, there's another one, and I think I will use a bonus action to cast Shadow Blade.
Okay.
There we go. And suddenly, out of nowhere, I'm holding a sword, and it's sort of very weird looking because it's sort of like it's got a bit of magical energy to it, but it is blue with gold etched circuit diagram looking stuff on it, like the tattoo and the book and so on and so forth. The
Nice.
ebook.
What is the time of day?
It's probably right around noon right now.
So it's not dark or dim light right now.
No, you guys haven't been out that all
Yeah,
that long.
that'd give me advantage. That'd be cool. Okay, and then I'm going to attack the bear.
All right, go ahead.
14,
That's a hit.
and that's 8 psychic damage.
All right. So you slash it with its sword, and you can see like it's almost like the owlbear has a headache. You see its eyes wince, and it kind of retracts a little bit, and then turns back to you enraged. Do you want to try to move away from it, or are you just going to stay in range for now?
If I'm able to, but would it get an attack if I try and move away?
It would, yeah.
So a point then, it'll just get an extra attack on top of normal, and I think I'm just I'm in combat with this now, whether I like it or not.
It's your call.
I'll stay where I am and just hope.
All right, Oxford.
Oh, I've got Virgil and Hilda, both of whom are hurt, and how are both the Albears looking?
I'm pretty fine.
Oh, okay.
Like, I just got a bit of a jab with a beak.
I'm just gonna go.
I'll be fine.
I'll go flurry of blows, and I'll only do the first one as a sharpshooter. The next 2 are just gonna be normal shots.
Okay, which one would you like to try to attack? Do you want to attack the one that Hilda is grappling, or the one that's attacking Virgil?
You're
kind of in between.
Blows against one within 5 foot, right?
Yes.
You can make a substitute pistol attack for an unarmed attack, right? So my first shot, I think, can actually be against the one fighting Virgil, and then the 2 for my fly blows have to be within 5 foot. I think. I have to double check that. I'll put it in.
Okay.
When you're wielding a pistol, you may substitute pistol attack for an unarmed attack whenever you grant one, provided that your target is. Yeah. So my first attack, sharpshooter, is going to be the one attacking Virgil.
Okay.
That's why sharpshooter sucks.
Add
a
1d4 to that.
Oh yeah,
1d4
you have
to
plus.
hit, right?
It might.
A
Oh,
10 might
okay.
hit.
Yeah, AC is 10.
Oh.
Oh no, that's a miss.
And then my flurry of blows, I'm gonna just do normal shots against the one attacking Hilda.
Okay.
So 1. And you know what? The second one I will do
That's
a
it.
sharp. Wait, is that I rolled
That
sharpshooter?
is a
Okay.
sharpshooter.
That's a shot. My next one will be a normal shot.
Okay.
And I will add a d4 to that. By the way, that's a roll of a 2.
Don't
10?
roll 1. Yep, that's a hit. 10's enough to
Okay.
hit.
So the sharpshooter one
Jesus.
is wow, max damage. 20 points of damage. I want to like shoot at a kneecap. And then
Okay.
as I'm gonna like try and get it back off Hilda, I'm gonna like specifically try and shoot at one of its claws with the next attack. Roll minimal damage 5.
Okay. The owlbear just lets out a howl, like a piercing howl, as the shot takes it in one of its legs. Its claw does, like he pulls his claw back away from Hilda. So Hilda, what do you want to try to do with this owlbear? You can try to restrain it, or you can attack it.
Okay. Like try to grapple it again.
Yeah, if you would succeed another grapple attempt, you could successfully restrain the owlbear, and it wouldn't be able to do anything.
Okay, I'll try that again.
Okay.
7, and I don't think I can add a 1d.
No, because you picked
No,
it up.
that's-
Technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try.
So the owlbear isn't.
My arm length doesn't span as far.
Yeah, you try to subdue the owlbear, but it's just like beating you with the paw of his feet, and you just can't quite get your arms around it enough. Are you gonna stay grappling it, or are you gonna try to back away from it? It's still grappled, so you do still have control over it that way.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I can. I want to back away from it.
It would incur an attack of opportunity if you
Wait,
did.
was that, or were you saying that was my turn? Because I wasn't gonna grapple it again if that was my turn. I thought you were saying.
okay.
I thought you were
Yeah,
saying because the bear was
you-
like going away, was trying to go away, and I thought it was the bear's turn that you're doing.
No. If you try to grapple it again to restrain it, then yeah, it would still be able to.
I thought I was getting like an attack of opportunity type of thing. Like I was able to.
No.
No, I would not want to do the athletics check at all. That's not what. On my turn, what I was planning on doing was actually using my lay on hands if I can use that on myself.
Sure, absolutely.
And so I was planning on using a portion of that on myself, and also because I have extended hands, I was going to heal Vigil up a little bit as well. Virgil, sorry. I said Virgil.
Wow, 34.
You
range,
almost
that's
managed the
nice.
entire session without
Okay.
it.
Yeah, go
I know.
ahead.
So how much? I don't know how much you need. 5? You okay? Or I don't remember. how much
Virgil
you took.
isn't that hurt. He took like 5 points of damage.
Yeah,
I
I
took
took
6
5
Am I
points.
allowed to tell you how much damage I've taken?
I said. Well, I asked if 5 would be fine. Is what I asked you.
Wait, was it? Did you say it was 6 I took or 5?
I think it was 5. It was just 5 piercing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've taken 5.
Yeah. Now you don't have 5. You have it back.
Yay, I'm fine again.
Yeah.
I feel better.
That's what I wanted to do on my turn.
I
And
got better.
I'm still gonna stay near the bear.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Treacle.
She's in ooze now, so she's gonna try and smother the owlbear that is attacking Virgil.
Okay, go for it.
Do you want me to roll that as a melee attack or like an athletics grapple?
Do that as a. Let's just go with whatever's better for you.
Well, so technically I use the ooze stats, and I don't think the ooze is trained in athletics, and she's not trained in athletics, but I don't know. So
You're basically going to be lashing out at it with your body regardless, so you can just make
Yeah,
an attack roll. That's-
melee attack is probably slightly better, so we'll just roll. I will take a 22.
All right. The owlbear, like, You feel it like swatting away parts of your ooze, but you just quickly overcome it and just ensconce him in this ooze barrier.
I would like to slowly suffocate this bear until it has passed out.
Okay.
Like parts of her, I imagine, get inhaled, like
Oh god!
so it like burns on the throat of the poor bear. Like,
oh, that's so gross. Yeah, you could feel this thing fighting and tugging and pulling, and it tries to even like back away from Virgil, but you're just too much for it. And you can feel it start to struggle to breathe. It is going to begin to back away. It's trying to like shake this ooze off of her, Virgil, and it begins to back away from you and back into the brush. So you can take an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
Okay. If I'm using the Shadow Blade, will that kill it if it succeeds, or can I still manage to try and knock it out if it's...
Technically, it's just a melee weapon that you make. So
just hit it with the flat side.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. 7.
or not.
I flail wildly with the sword.
One of the trees nearby dies quite considerably.
We'll give you advantage because Treacle is...
You also get to add 1d4.
Yeah, the d4 too.
Because you're blessed.
Okay. Hang on, I'll add the d4 to... On the d4 will just be added to whichever one's the best, I guess.
Right. Yeah, so go ahead and roll your attack again. All right, that's enough to hit.
16, so 18, so it does 5 damage.
Another 5 damage. Okay.
You've rolled below average every time for that Shadow Blade.
I've only rolled it twice. But yeah, that's pretty low. It's 2d6, 2d8 plus 2.
Yeah. The average for you should be like, what, 11?
Yeah, it should be hitting.
Probably. Yeah, 11.
Hilda, the owlbear that you're grappling with, again, it tries to claw you. It misses this time. However, it still manages. It goes back to that same hole it punctured the first time and jabs its beak back in again with another attack for 6 additional piercing damage.
All right.
Will you stop biting me? I'm trying not to. I might have to knock you out next time.
Trying to cuddle a cat.
Love me. I just want to love you. I feed you every day. Will you just be my friend?
Virgil, what would you like to do?
Am I able to effectively attack this while there's an ooze around it, which I don't want to hurt? Like, I guess I can just try and...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
like, I imagine
magic.
Treacle opens up spots around as you go to punch them or whatever.
Yeah,
like I take a swing and it goes, so I can stab. Yeah.
Yeah, you just see
we got this down. We practiced this.
I can stop the sound effects, but I enjoy them.
That is really disgusting.
So as my action, I'd like to use Booming Blade, which is make an action, but also if the bear tries to move, it'll take 1d8 thunder damage.
Okay.
I think it have to, yeah, as long as it hits.
That's another hit.
19.
Yep.
And that's 12 psychic damage. That's more like it.
Okay, so again, you see this thing cry out in pain as like closes both eyes. It's like shaking its head like it's trying to shake off some massive migraine that it's got going on here.
Acidy migraine.
Oxford.
I feel bad, but Virgil doesn't really much.
How is the one fighting Hilda looking?
It does not look good.
In which case, I'm just going to drop both my pistols to the side, pull out my umbrella, and I'm just going to whack it on the nose of the umbrella.
Nice.
This will be two-handed.
Okay.
Plus a d4.
Plus the d4.
You're having the struggle with hitting today.
Yeah. Well, I was using
that is still good enough to hit. So that's an 11.
D4, by the way, so cliche. Cliche? Wait, no.
Clutch.
Clutch, that's the word.
Clutch.
Yes, I know words. I can
So
English.
cliche.
So cliche.
Lord.
6
So
bludgeoning.
cliche.
So, Hilda, you feel the owlbear that you've been struggling with just suddenly go slump, and it just kind of rolls onto you as you fall back to the ground carrying it.
With my bonus action, can I, after hitting it on the face with the umbrella, just poke it to the side and push it off her?
Oh yeah, sure.
That's my bonus action. I push it off her, and then I like try and. Can I use my movement to help her up or something?
Yeah.
Sure, I help her up.
Okay.
Get her back on her feet.
Oh, I tried really hard not to hit him, but I guess
You
that's the
did a
way
very
they
good
go
job of
about it.
distracting it. You distracted it very well.
It's very admirable.
Albear hugs.
Hilda, it is your turn.
All right. There's still just one left, right? And the one he just is knocked out.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, so you see one currently covered in nasty ooze. Yeah, just gooping around it, going like
Right.
making the nastiest noises.
I'm gonna run up and this time Hilda's not gonna go grappling. She just like pulls out her baton looking thing, hits a button on the end of it, and boop, 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 comes out like a giant great axe, and she runs up to it, dragging it along the ground. And we'll see if I actually hit
Anime
anything.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah, anime style. We'll see how it goes. 20,
That is a hit.
and that is for 11 damage.
All right. So again, the ooze kind of peels to the side to make way for your axe. Are you aiming to kill it or just disable?
Disable it.
Okay. So you just rake this thing across its side, and it's just too much for the bear at this point. It just falls unconscious. The pain overtakes him.
Aw.
Well, I guess that's the way to do it. I heal them now or when we were on our way back.
Do we know where exactly this druid is? If he's nearby, we want these things to stay down for the moment.
Is there anything within 60 feet?
Any animals?
People, humanoids.
Um,
Do you
there's
want me to roll
no-
perception?
yeah, roll a perception for me.
Okay.
I collect my pistols.
I accidentally hit performance, so let's
He
actually.
threw them.
Jesus fucking Christ. That one. Got a 7.
All right, so you don't see any people walking around nearby aside from yourselves. However,
You're all so loud.
you can still hear the squirrel just up in the trees very angrily going, "Oh god, they're done. They're done. What happened? Oh god, you made mama mad. She's gonna wake up again."
So Treacle turns back into a person, like the ooze just sort of melts back up into her appearance.
I've just realized the squirrel said, "Oh God." That means there is a god of squirrels.
Absolutely.
Oh, where is it?
A
And she,
great
like,
nut in the
pulls out
sky.
some goopy treats. Take us the rest of the way.
Sticky food. Sticky food. Yes, sticky food. Follow me. And just up the stream a little bit, you come to another clearing, and there's a little hut there that can you guys roll perception for me real quick?
I will roll it again.
Yeah.
Only up from here with a 17.
9.
2. I rolled a 2. A 9, a 2.
That's not a hut. You're
Okay, 15.
lying. That's no hut. Whack.
Treacle
I
and
don't
Virgil.
see a hut. What are you looking at? That's just a tree.
I've got mud and Albear goop all over my. Is that some of you, Treacle?
Rude.
I think it is part of you. Looks like the same consistence.
Stop stepping on Slick.
What you guys will notice is there's a couple of large ravens just hanging out on the roof of the hut, and they're like cawing and croaking at you guys pretty loud. And as you get closer, Treacle and Virgil, you guys both, you smell death, like something clearly expired here, and it seems like it may have been a few days out in the rough here without being preserved at all.
Perhaps we're too late.
Oh no. And she like, hey, ravens, what you eating?
Sorry, you can talk to animals.
I'm still talking to animals.
He's like, what are you
Using
doing?
my 10
Oh,
minutes,
right. That's great.
Druid, he was alone. Passed quietly. Tastes delicious.
Did anyone murder him?
No, found him.
What you guys would hear is
I just wait
She's
patiently.
doing it again. She's talking to the animals.
It's effective.
He read the words, and just passed. Got old. He's old. Was old. Gone now.
right. So he's inside.
Yes, inside. Open door? Hungry.
Can you let us look at him first, and then you can have your way with it?
Roll persuasion.
You're persuading a crow.
I have no charisma. I'm trying to convince some ravens of something. God, where is persuasion? This isn't the thing I've had to roll.
Get me involved and I can
Ravens
intimidate
can't be
them.
that hard to persuade, right?
Or
I
can they?
believe the term is call, motherfucker.
What?
You
Sure.
better fucking lay off, or we're gonna hit you. She says
Hits.
with her one.
Faster than you. No chance.
Caca.
Call.
Right, fine. Just so you know, she turns around to the other, so the fucking ravens might come inside, and she opens the door. If it's locked, she will smack her with her mace because she's done with it.
As soon as that raven moves towards the house, I'm going to shoot it.
Don't shoot the birds.
Yeah, the three ravens up top are going to try to swoop in the door.
Yeah, as soon as the first one moves, I'm going to shoot it as a warning to the others.
Okay.
Are you just shooting into the air or shooting at it specifically?
I know. It's so
Shooting
surprising.
at the first raven.
I have
Okay.
no charisma over here.
Bless is still active, right? Is Bless? How long
Yes.
is Bless?
That's
still
still
active.
going to be enough to hit this thing.
Oh, okay. Well, it's 10, so.
Okay. This bird just explodes in a puff of feathers. The other two just start to caw angrily at Treacle, circle around her, and then fly off toward the forest.
I fucking told ya! She yells.
Well done, Oxford. You really showed those crows who's boss. I'm sure all of crowkind will stay away from you from now on.
Why are you shooting at the poor little birds? You gotta just smack them.
All right, whatever. Let's go inside.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
You go in, I look for the corpse.
I carefully open the door with my umbrella to push it open just in case there's like a trap or something.
So nothing triggers as the door opens. What you guys see, it's pretty barren in here. There's a door. There's a bed on one side and a very simple stool and table at the other. There's only one stool, and it looks like Thomas is sitting on it and slumped over the table over a bowl of gruel at this point, and he is clearly passed.
Yep, he's definitely dead, and his
Yeah.
knowledge with him.
I'm like,
I go check his
Oh.
pulse and do a medicine check.
Okay.
Want
Yeah,
to
can
see
I-
how he
the
does.
can I
smell
do-
is
medicine check as well to see
Sure.
or
Yeah.
assist him. I guess
Natural one! Wait, he might be alive.
I'll
Actually, I think I feel
roll
something.
again,
Wait,
'cause
no,
I'll-
that's a maggot.
I'll
Shake the
assist you
maggot
for
off.
an advantage. So roll again.
Oh, you assist me for... Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I have medicine too.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Oh, you're
24!
You're looking in the wrong place right here. Okay.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I mean, he just consumed something, so perhaps it's this.
So
All right, Oxford. You just kind of pat around the body, just checking for any general injuries. You don't see any bruises. Doesn't seem like there's any open wounds on him. The gruel itself is just, it looks like oatmeal. If you give it a little bit of a taste, it's completely unsweetened. The milk in it is clearly spoiled at this point. It doesn't seem like there's any foul play at hand here. It really looks like this guy who looks ancient, much older than the picture you guys saw on his social media page. He's looks like he's just passed. While he
Roughly how long ago did he
I-
pass?
Looks like 2 or 3 days ago.
Looks
I
like
look around for any technology just in case. Not much else he can do.
You don't find any technology. There are there's a bunch of blankets laying on the bed, an empty leather rucksack, and on the table, like next to where he's been eating, there's a whole bunch of letters just kind of pushed out, like he was leafing through them recently. They're not signed.
What do they say on them?
There are a lot of letters just going back over the course of the last year, and it reads like propaganda. Like this guy was just talking with Thomas about how, people, especially humans, are just putting this unnecessary burden on the natural world.
Thomas?
Thomas is an elf.
Okay, cool.
All of the efforts that people have made to try to reclaim nature have just been totally futile. Natural conditions just continue to deteriorate. He just keeps going on these rants about the rate of destruction of the natural world, and basically he starts talking about this plan that he has to basically break up some of the larger governments, including the EU, to kind of like bring disruption into their coordinated corporate efforts to try to save the natural order.
Thomas does, or the person Thomas was writing to?
The person that Thomas was receiving these letters. Yep.
I read through every word of every letter, just like after finding there's no technology, I just shrug and start reading every single word.
So you do manage to find one letter that speaks about a specific location. It's a duck pond. The writer is talking about how his office is located next to a duck pond. And he's just talking about how difficult it is to stay in this center of industrial, just work and machinery. And he just can't wait to escape back to the countryside. And it gives you an address to an office suite in the industrial complex on the northeastern side of town.
I'll make notes of that. Probably put it straight into like a GPS thing on my tablet. It's like, address, next location to look at. Seems this trail hasn't gone cold.
So what you'll notice as you begin typing that in, a whole bunch of autofill shows up on your tablet. And there's a whole bunch of social media responses targeted at that specific location. There's been a massive industrial fire. And part of the industrial complex has actually collapsed into the ground.
Perhaps that trailer's gone a bit too hot, actually.
Yeah, there's been a massive emergency service response there.
What is your little device saying now?
The place is burned down.
Well, that's
cover up or something like that. The malfunction of one of the bombs.
That's timely. Maybe you should have a look at the footage posted from social media accounts or any CCTV that was posted about the time that fire started.
Oh, see if there's any of those people
Yes, I'll
with
get
the
it
things on them.
Of course.
And if you peek around, what you'll see, you actually have access to the traffic cams in the area. There is indeed a massive fire boiling. There's a whole bunch of fire engines in the area, as well as a massive police force. And what you notice is there's one ambulance just booking it away from the scene, flying at high speeds.
Oh, must have someone injured in there.
Clearly in a hurry to get somewhere.
Are we
cover up that got people injured? Unusual.
Where is that ambulance going? Do we have is it coming our direction? Maybe we can intercept it.
No, it's north of you from where you guys are. You guys are actually you are totally out of the city at this point. The nature reserve is far outside of the industrial area.
I should hope we can't intercept it. We'll ruin the timeline.
I know. I was gonna try and crush the timeline, and then it'd be like, damn.
Like you could intercept
Paradox.
Ziggy.
She's a master driver.
Bring it.
Well, there's definitely something at work here. A serious, large-scale plot. This is brilliant.
Ugh.
I mean, it's terrible, but it's interesting.
And not in the fun way.
Does the writing match anything else that we've seen on the internet? Perhaps
Because it's like a bunch of propaganda, right?
I guess I start trying to match handwriting. That might be a difficult thing to do, but
nothing about the handwriting. What you do find is there's a couple of separatist groups that have been active within the city of Paris recently, and in other parts of the EU as well. But A lot of it is just small splinter groups. There's no real major organized effort that you can see.
Yeah, it was more about
There's
the
many
propaganda,
dots
not
to
the
this,
writing.
and they may be connected.
Mm.
I will start looking up like the building, who owns it, what operates in it, all that sort of thing. Bring up everything I can.
And as you do that, you all begin to receive a message on your Venture app. It's actually Gomont requesting a conference call with you guys.
Oh, it's doing a thing.
Is that something we can just set up where we are?
Accepts the call.
Sorry, what was that, Virgil?
I guess that's something that we can do here.
Yeah, you can take it here.
With the dead
Right.
body.
Yeah, I like angle the camera so the dead body isn't visible. There's just some wood behind.
I put on my AR glasses so that everyone like pops up in my AR display in front of me.
And you see like a very distraught Gomont and go, "Oh, well, I don't see any fire by you guys, so I'm assuming you're all right. Have you seen the news on the feeds?"
About the explosion.
Yes, in the industrial area. You're not there, are you?
We're very far away.
All right. Well, were you able to find any
I would say that
information?
could possibly be a danger, so potentially 10 gold.
Were you placed under any hazard?
Well, upon trying to follow up one of our leads, we were assaulted by several quite large albears.
Well, that I feel would justify it. They're very ferocious. Did you find any information on our bomber?
We have a few connections. We know possibly a motive, which seems to be to possibly break up some of the larger governments. They seem to be some form of eco-terrorist, possibly. From what we can tell, they're using a 3D printing manufactory to create the casings for the designs that they're using to control the bombers somehow. We've managed to deal with a few of those, so that any of the future shipments should be a little bit less susceptible. However, going forwards, there is still some leads to follow.
All right, well, why don't you swing back around to my office? Would any of you be interested in taking a bodyguard job tomorrow? We have a rally to attend.
That's my least favorite thing.
Yes, possibly Treacle doesn't... She wouldn't be good for your public image.
I don't do public.
All right.
I can run some tech overwatch for us if necessary.
That would be excellent.
I can
help. God.
I can run second for you there, Virgil.
All right. Well, why don't we reconvene in my office in the morning and we can make preparations for the rally. And
what would be the pay for the rally?
I'm sorry?
What would be the pay for the rally? I assume another 30 gold for the day?
Absolutely. This is... They're clearly active within the city.
I assume that would be up front as well.
I'll begin work on the payment right now.
Thank you.
I'm going to see if there's any sewage or animal handling issues to deal with. She goes to her own Adventure app and wanders away.
All right, well...
I think I should probably heal up those owlbears.
Well, I can count on the two of you then, at least.
Of course. That's what you pay us for.
Okay. And I think that's where we're going to call the episode, guys.
Okay.
Congratulations.
I healed all the owlbears and they're all back.
It's the first time I've got my owlbears in D&D.
We'll go with you and help heal the owlbears.
You've never fought an owlbear before?
I've never fought an owlbear before. It's like a rite of passage.
I've played an owlbear and I had 15-foot range. It was insane.
I don't think I've ever fought an owlbear.
They're actually not that mean in 5e like they were in previous editions. I remember fighting them in 3.5. They had reach, and anytime they attacked you and hit you, you were instantly grappled. It was awful.
That's rough.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
They sucked.
Yeah, it was insane. It was really fun.
Chat says that fight was a hoot.
Nice chat.
Nice.
See,
One
they're
drama
fox.
point for you.
Take
right.
inspiration.
Thank you guys so much
What
for
noise
watching.
does an albear make?
We hope that you guys enjoyed it, and we're just gonna let everyone do some quick plugs, and then we'll plug Roll4It. But let's start things off with Kyo today. Kyo, thank you so much for GMing for us, and doing this side little adventure for us so that we could see the prequel of Virgil and Oxford. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you, Random Tuesday, for joining us up in order to play some extra side characters. Tell us a little bit about 2050 and where people can find you.
Yeah, so you can find us at legendarypants.net. You can download the base rules for free, so you can go ahead and give the rule system a shot if you're interested. Actually, we've had quite a few people stop in and download it to the tune of at least several hundred. So if anybody has any feedback, there's actually a link on the website to give feedback to us. Anything that you have on it would be really helpful to us for developing the rule system going forward. You can also find Legendary Pants at legendary_pants on Twitter or at twitch.tv/legendary_pants. You can find me at Twitter at Kyokri and on Twitch at twitch.tv/Kyokri.
And above Kyo is a lovely Random Tuesday. Where can people find you at?
You can find me on my own channel, twitch.tv/Random Tuesday. I'm streaming twice tomorrow, once on my own channel and then once in the evening for our season finale, not series finale, of Leviathan Distant Stars. So it's a space opera RPG. It's going to be great.
Will there be singing?
I want that very badly. Actually, I say this, but there has been singing in prior episodes. So I can't guarantee that there is, but there could be. We have a whole fight song. It's pretty great.
It's a fight song. Okay, sorry.
Well, it is your turn, EE. So enter Elysium.
Yeah, I'll just sing Rachel Platten for my entire
Can you
plug.
sing us your plugs?
I'm not a bard today.
Take that. So that one? Is that?
Yeah, that one. We can duet it. Hi. I don't know how to rhyme with Elysium, so that's gonna be tough.
It doesn't have to rhyme. Oh, you're trying to make a poem now.
Wait, no. Wait, if it's,
I could Disium.
Just because you're singing doesn't mean it has to rhyme.
I mean, it works better that way.
Okay.
Depends on the
Hello,
style.
Enter Elysium is my name. Playing on YouTube is my game. I also play on Twitch. I don't own a Switch. And sometimes on Instagram and Twitter too. That's my thing. There you go.
When you've got the itch.
You get a cream for that. Yeah, I play games on YouTube, like Stellaris, Hearts of Iron, Kingdom Come Deliverance, and there's a few games coming out soon that I'm totally looking forward to covering. I also play games on Twitch, which mostly has been Vermintide recently because Vermintide is amazing. And I also do things on the Twitters and the Instagrams and all that jazz. I'll be honest, I was going to post soup pictures today, but I got distracted because that was totally going to be everything I do on a Tuesday before this show. I was going to be like, I'm going to just post soup pictures. But you can also catch me on Saturdays and Sundays on Roll4It, where I'll be jamming and also GMing. That's the thing.
And then we have Bentham. Bentham Plays. Where can people find you at?
So I am Bentham, and you can find me on YouTube, where I am Mangleport Gaming for confusing reasons that you don't need to think about. And I play indie games mostly, usually Factorio, occasionally other things. And current things that are coming up is that tomorrow I'll be on Peachy Pixel 8's Twitch channel with Sheepdog Gaming, probably playing Factorio and possibly allowing people watching to join and murderers, so that'll be cool. If the server works, it might die.
Awesome. Well, not if the server dies. Let's hope the server doesn't die. Perfect. And you guys can find me. I'm Margaret Crone. I don't normally wear the beard. But I play a ton of games. You guys can find me at twitch.tv/Margaret Crone. I will be streaming tomorrow as well. And all of the other places, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I put up daily videos on youtube.com/MargaretCronePlays, and I will be starting vlogs on Mondays, next Monday, every Monday from then on, at my other channel on Margaret Crone. So that's kind of what I got going on. And we here at Roll4It have a new show that's going to be launching on Saturday. You guys definitely want to tune in. It's going to be adorable. There's going to be a bunch of mice. It's so cute. and that will be Cheese Quest. I keep wanting to call it Project Cheese because that was what we called it.
We called it Project Cheese for like a month, and then we're like, we need to name this. Let's call it Cheese Quest. There we go, done. And we still keep calling it Project Cheese.
Yeah. So Cheese Quest will be on Saturday at 10 a.m. PDT, 6 p.m. BST. So tune in for that. That will be the next thing on our show. And of course, episode 2 of Layla will be on Sunday, same time, same place. Hopefully you guys tune in, and if you want to support us, we are supported by Patreon, so thank you so much to our Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/roll4it. We're able to pay all of our lovely cast for all of our shows, and we are really close. We're getting closer to our 3rd show. That's why we kind of did this like extra thing with Legendary Pants. It's a little shorter than normal, but we would like to do a full show and be able to pay cast fully, because that would be fantastic for the future. But for now, this is what we have. And if you guys want to support us in other ways, you can support us here on Twitch, and you can get some really cool emotes. We have some more coming along the way, so stay tuned for those. And of course, following us on all the places. Follow us here on Twitch if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on notifications whenever we go live, as well as on all of our social platforms, Twitter, Facebook. We like to post all the things, and if you tweet at us, we love that too. The fan art has been insane, as you've seen in our fan art video that we always play, so hopefully you guys enjoy those. And I think covered everything. This video will be up on YouTube, so you can go check us out, youtube.com/roll4it, within 24 hours. And we're going to go record an after show for our Patreons. So did I miss anything?
That was pretty good.
So we'll see you guys in a little while, and I hope you enjoyed the lovely show. Bye.
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 Wait. It's may the dice ever roll in your favor. Or is it right? Did I say right?
May the dice roll over in your favor.
There we go. See, I always put the 2 words in a different place.